Dataviz. So I woke up this morning and I was on the N8N subreddit, which is like an automation tool. And this kid posted this thread where he's like, look, I made this Instagram reel maker. And the comments were like, this is bad. Like, why did you make something that makes something bad? And he was really defensive about it and weird about it. And also noticing like the other answers he was giving, like it really seemed like a robot was like writing the responses. Like he wasn't even taking the time to like have his own thoughts. This happened again on Reddit. I was in the Young Reddit, right? And somebody posted this long post about, oh, what Young would think about the UFOs, which is a really interesting concept of like the drone sightings in New Jersey and what that means about the universal unconscious and the shared sort of illusions or myths that we tell each other and what that means about humanity. Those are all really interesting questions, but he just had ChatGPT write it, right? And my thought was like, I want to read your actual thoughts on it. I don't want to read your thoughts filtered through the robot. You know what I mean? It's kind of like an etiquette thing. Like, I think it's definitely going to become more understood that like using the robot to talk to people that you love and care about is a no-go. So anyway, this kid's in the Reddit comments and I'm like, why not make something good with your automation? And he sort of comes back, he's like, what do you do? Which is a fair question, a completely fair question, and I respect and honor that question. What do I do? And the answer is that if you don't automate it, you have to do a bunch of annoying, difficult things. You have to come outside in the cold. You have to set your camera up. You have to turn your audio on. You have to import your files. You have to synchronize the audio. Like, there's a whole bunch of tasks that I need to do. You have to force yourself to, like, even if you like what it said, just put it through your own brain and rewrite it. You know what I mean? And as a coder and a programmer learning, you have to do this, right? Where you can find a tutorial that has the exact code that does exactly what you want. But if you copy it, you don't get the understanding. You have to actually read through it and type it line by line and think, why are they doing this? And through that process, you should get like a better understanding. And it's interesting because the technology is so close. Like the usage of it is so adjacent, where like one path you can actually get some intellectual stimulation out of it, and the other path you just remove all like human cognition from the equation. And that second one is really scary and dangerous, and you shouldn't do it to people that you like and care about, I don't think. I don't like humans being lazy and presenting as their own work the work of a prompted robot, and then not saying this is what my AI said. It's not that difficult to be like, I talked to my robot and this is what he said, and that feels a lot more honest than, I don't know, passing off someone else's work as your own, even if it's a robot. I think like that kind of honesty is going to be really important. Like credibility is important moving forward. It's your reputation. That's literally all we have. It's all you're going to have anymore. You're not that smart. All you have is your own ability to make good moral judgments and choices, right? And if you offshore that part of your life, what are you left with? This really feels like old man yells at cloud kind of stuff. Maybe I'm tripping. So I think to myself, why not use the robot to make something good? Like if you're gonna automate a bunch of processes, why is the end result of your automation something that sucks? It's really easy to make a lot of things that suck. You shouldn't be proud of yourself for that. It's literally like being proud of making litter. So the problem that everyone, including the executive and managerial classes, are gonna encounter as they put the AI to work on more serious jobs is that there's no point in automating something that is not good. And getting it to do something good is as much work as doing something good yourself. And maybe if you do it once, you can repeat it, but that's such a different methodology than going in with the hammer of automation and trying to find things to automate. I'm really into working the muscle of setting up the camera and talking to it, which is so hard for me. I don't like it. It doesn't come naturally to me. I've been trying to force myself to do it for years, but that thing is unautomatable. Like, there's not yet a robot that will set my camera up for me and put it to the right settings and put it in the right spot. There's definitely not a robot that makes me feel motivated enough to talk. There's definitely not a robot that teaches me how to put my thoughts in a way I can convey to other people in a way that's interesting. So those are skills worth pursuing. And then once you have a video that works, I have no problem automating, posting little snippets of it everywhere, right? There's a concept of like using the whole buffalo. You make a piece of media, you sit down and talk. I've talked about a bunch of things already. A robot can help slice those things down and turn them into little pieces and help me edit and help me understand what's interesting and turn a bunch of thoughts into a succinct and focused piece of work. But you have to start with your own human thoughts first, I think, at least for now. So in response to your question, this is what I do. And it's not sexy or cool or even particularly successful, but it leaves me with work that I'm really proud of and I can look back on, and then it acts as a record of me as a human being in parts of my life. And that's really valuable. And I would want you to also make work that you're proud of, right? That's the real heart of my question, is like, what brings you joy, and then how do you expand that joy out and give it to the world and share that joy with other people? And automating that is awesome, right? Taking joy and scaling it up is great. Taking things that are important to you, wisdom that you think is important, and making that widely available and understandable is a noble cause, I think. But you have to come to it with intention. You are using a powerful tool, right? I'm proud of you for putting the skills together to automate this, but I want you to push yourself a little bit farther. And you really need to think with intention of, where is the humanity in the work that I'm doing? Where am I in the work that I'm doing, and where is the robot? And where are the roles? And can I cleanly explain them and understand them, I think? Like, that's super important.